Mikel.
Morning, Gary.
Thank you for your time. In the traditional manner, there's always something to talk to you about in terms of injuries, unfortunately, but first of all, can I check on Martin Odegaard? There's lots of news coming out of the club, but not officially yet, about how long he's likely to be out.
It will be weeks. No definite date for his return, but he's evolving well. Very unlucky what's happening with him and his injuries this season. But yeah, I think he will be back in a few weeks.
When you say that, that kind of brings into the equation, I guess, what people have been writing and saying that potentially after the next international break, it could be around that time.
It could be, but we'll have to see how he progresses, how the knee's healing, how he manages after the next steps in his rehab. So too early to give an answer.
From one Martin to another Martin, Zubimendi.
Yeah.
Some eyebrows raised because he was out at training, certainly the initial session at the cameras filmed yesterday, but in his training shoes watching from the side. So just part of his recovery process.
Yeah, all the players come from different countries, different amounts of games and minutes played, and we believe that it was the right thing to do. He played 2 games again. His load has been really high recently, and he needed an extra day.
But he's available.
He will be available, yes.
And Ben White, similar?
Yes, very similar. I mean, we are monitoring all the players and give a specific menu to each of them to make sure that they are in the best condition.
And some good news, we saw Nkapie out there with the rest of the guys.
Yeah, he will be training today again with us, and if everything is right, he will be available as well.
Chance for him now to really get some minutes into his legs and become a big part of the group. Yeah,
we really want that. With that player that is going to help us a lot. He's going to bring something different to the team, and yeah, we need to get him going, get to the speed that's necessary to compete at this level, and gradually get into where we want.
Sorry, just 2 more before we move on. Noni, getting close?
Getting closer as well. He's going to start very soon to start to do some running and stuff, and again, let's see how that reacts.
And how's Kai? Because we know he's surprised you before about how quickly he can recover from a major injury. Can we expect any similar surprise this time?
Again, very difficult. There's still a lot to do in his rehab. He's really pushing it. We know Kai, and that's why we love him so much. But we have to wait and see. I think we are doing a really good work with him again. He wants to break every timeline, I'm sure. But as well, we have to protect him and make sure that when he comes back, he's come back for the long term.
Before the international break, you went top of the table. And during the break, you've gone into the top 10, Mikel, of longest-serving Premier League managers. Another milestone. How do you feel about that?
Well, very privileged and grateful, as always, and be present on the day because we know that our job is the only thing that requires.
You've only got another 16 years to go to overtake Arsenal.
Yeah, that's a long, long way.
Well, it's a target. And a target, I guess, is to do Craven Cottage, a bit of a bogey team, I guess you could say, in recent years there. What you did at Newcastle, where you got a result after a couple of bad trips. The same, hopefully, you hope for at Craven Cottage on Saturday.
Yeah, that's a good example. What we did at Newcastle or West Ham as well, that in the last 2 seasons as well, we lost against them at home. So that's an opportunity tomorrow. We know that it's a really tough place to go, a very well coached team, and we're going to have to be at our best tomorrow.
But keeping them out is obviously a big part of it, and you've done that well so far this season as a group. That's the best in all the top European leagues in terms of the number of goals you conceded in the first 10 games, all competitions, and the best ever of any Arsenal men's first team since Arsenal came into existence. 3 goals in 10 games.
Well, that's a platform to build performances and results, that's for sure, and we want to consistently be able to defend at that level. In order to do that is as well how well we attack and how committed everybody is to do what we have to do. And if we continue to do that, it's going to give us a big chance to get what we want.
When you are achieving those numbers, that must put confidence into the whole side, particularly that part of the pitch.
Yes, for sure, and as well, I think it tells about the organization of the team and the consistency that we are showing in many aspects. And the more we do those things in a lot of parameters throughout the season, and we establish ourselves in those categories at the highest level, and the bigger the chance will be to achieve what we want, for sure.
A couple more, if I may. I wanted to ask you about your leadership group. You haven't actually said who's in it, but we kind of know that Bukayo tends to get the armband if he plays and marches out as he is, but there's also Declan, Gabriel, Julian Timber. Obviously Declan got the England armband, didn't he, this time? What does that say to you about the number of leaders you've got here at Arsenal?
Well, it makes me proud, not only here, but with the national team, and every time I talk to the national team coaches, and the way they talk about our players and the roles that they've been given as well in the last few years as well. That tells you the leadership, the accountability, and how much they trust them. And yeah, Martin is out, but we have various kind of leaders in the team now that they have the ownership and accountability to deliver what is required. And Martin will continue to have a role, whether it is not playing as well, to push and to support and keep the demands high in the team.
One American ownership group plays another American ownership group on Saturday, and again on Sunday. It's the Conkies versus the Khans, the Rams versus the Jaguars. Will you be watching? And I know you've got a good relationship with Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Do you speak to each other? Can you learn from each other's sports, each other's tactics and styles?
I do, and Sean is someone that I admire a lot. Not only for what he has achieved as well, but the way he is as a coach, as a person, the way he presents himself, and I learn a lot of things of him. So yeah, we'll be connected. It's going to be a really tight schedule for both teams because we have the Champions League after coming up on Tuesday. But it's great to have them. It's great to have Stan and George here as well with us. I think it's a good opportunity as well to connect everybody.
Go Rams.
Go Rams.
Thanks, Mel. Go to Anita from the Premier League.
Hi, morning, Mikel.
Good morning.
I know it's only match week 8 that we're going into, but we look back at the last few seasons. You had experience of being chased and doing the chasing. Top of the table. Which do you prefer?
I prefer to win every game, and the only thing that we can do is to perform really well on Saturday and win the game. As you said, it's super early. It's not the moment to start looking at that. It's much more the moment now to look at performances, to look at ways that we can sustain certain things that we're doing and improve others, and that's the only way. And that increase the chances to win in matches when it comes to March and April to be in the best possible position. And then when you ask me that question, I will tell you, for sure, I want to be at the top.
And what is it that you have seen that has been positive from the opening 7 weeks so far?
A lot of things. They've been two very different blocks. In the second block, because of some issues that we had to increase our availability in the squad. And that was one of the main things to do. The impact that anybody could have in the game, whether he was playing or finishing, or he wasn't even in the squad. I think we did that really, really well. And then we have evolved a few things that we wanted to be more unpredictable, to threat more the opposition, to be super consistent in all the defensive aspects of the game as well. And we've gone to a different level. And after that, in the next block, can we sustain a lot of those things and increase others? That's the objective.
I imagine during the international break, as well as having a bit of downtime, you were watching some of your players who had great impact for their respective nation. Martinelli, I wanted to ask you about. He's only had 2 starts in the Premier League this season, scored for Brazil during the break. How much pressure is he putting on you to maybe be starting in that left wing position tomorrow even?
He's doing what we expect from everybody to do. It's when he's got the minutes, the opportunity to deliver and to impact the game and especially the results. And then his attitude overall, his behavior, the way he trains, the way he carries himself, his willingness to learn constantly. There are many examples throughout the team. But very pleased to see Gabi going to the national team again and scoring and performing well. That's all good signs because when they come back, the spirit is good, their confidence is good, so everything is easier.
Thank you, best of luck.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll try to get to everyone. There's quite a lot of people here today, so we can keep it to a couple each. So, Alex from the BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Declan Rice said on England's duty that you've slightly changed his role this season, giving him some more freedom. Can you speak to us about how that change has been and how happy you are, how he's partnered up with Martin and Zubimendi?
Yeah, I think he's adapting to the qualities that we have, and as well certain chemistry, a certain relationship that you notice, and with 8 new players in the squad.